Hey everyone, welcome back to another live stream. We have severe weather on July 4th. Yes, unfortunately, we do have live severe weather coverage coming to you as we did just get our first warning in our area. We're watching this line of storms here, and we did get our first warning for Northern Crawford County. There's too many counties to say. For Union, New Haven, Gerald, Herman, Sullivan, all those places west of the St. Louis area, mostly in Franklin County, is where we did get our first warning. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail that will be possible. That is going to be starting to move through our area. You can see this line of storms here. For the most part, it's been falling apart, regaining strength. It's been doing the whole 9 yards with this system here as it continues to move east. And look how fast it's moving. You see how fast it's moving? It is moving fairly quickly, 55 to 60 miles per hour. So welcome everybody. Glad to see you here for the live stream. We're going to be here providing live severe weather coverage as long as we are needed tonight. And I do expect these storms to move out of the area by the time that we are expecting the fireworks time, but we'll have to get through some gusty winds, some small hail before we can watch our fireworks here. And you can see the severe thunderstorm warning is already blowing up here, popping up on the screen. And like I said, this is for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and it's moving east at 55 miles per hour. So very fast thunderstorms here. And it may look like a blob of rain and nothing too crazy, but you can see on the velocities, very strong winds over the Lynn area, Jefferson City. We actually just got a report from emergency management about 70-mile-per-hour winds coming out of Jefferson City. And that can do some damage. That is almost EF0, EF1 status of the wind department. So very strong winds are coming through. Might not look like much, but the National Weather Service thinks we'll at least see some 60-mile-per-hour winds on our western half of the doorstep here. So New Haven, Union, Sullivan could see some 60-mile-per-hour winds, and we'll see how it continues to move off to the east. Right now, the current track wants to keep it south of I-70, but we'll have to monitor that throughout the afternoon and early evening through this situation. But lots of storms are around the area, very loud right now, but we are watching this line of storms, this basically blob of storms that is going to be continuing east of our area, and it looks right now to stay south of I-70, but let's not write that down in the forecast. But if you're just tuning in, we did just get our first severe thunderstorm warning for the New Haven, Gerald, Union, Sullivan, because the line off to the west has had history of producing up to 70 miles per hour winds. 70-mile-per-hour winds have been possible with the storm system, and you can see lots of storms are forming up. Really, the severe part is for this area. Let me draw it out for you. The warning really covers out here, not what's currently going on around the Union, Sullivan area, is everything to the west, where that is where we have seen 70-mile-per-hour winds being reported from Jefferson City. Yeah, so it looks like they're just updating the warning. That's what you see that's flashing. They're going to add 70-mile-per-hour winds have been observed by trained weather spotters. So that over Jeff City, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts has been observed. And the good thing, hey everyone, the good thing about this is we're not really seeing any tornado threat. This is mainly just a wind event. There's actually, I do not think there's any tornado outlook. Yeah, no tornado outlook for our area. So not expecting any tornadoes, but we are expecting, you can see here, let's turn off the radar. The Storm Prediction Center has upgraded us to a 30% chance of seeing damaging winds over 60 miles per hour. And look at the map. They have done very good with this. Right in the bullseye, you can see all of our areas right in the bullseye for this 30% chance of seeing damaging winds over 60 miles per hour, maybe 70. is what we're talking about here. And all of us are right in the bullseye for that. So right where these storms are happening, right where the warnings are, it is right on schedule and centered, and where we're seeing the heights and severe weather look. So, and they just updated this warning here for the Herman, New Haven, Owensville, Gerald. They have just updated this warning to 70 miles per hour. They have just updated this warning for 70-mile-per-hour wind gust and quarter-size hail. So they're going to up the speed on the wind potential, and that could cause them down power lines, trees. Lots of trees being reported down and power lines out to the west here. So damaging winds, they are moving off to the east, so power outages are going to be likely. So make sure you have your phone charged. Make sure you're not relying on anything that can go out, like TVs and stuff like that. So make sure you're preparing for that. And look at the strong winds here. Just getting ready to move over the Lynn area. I have someone that I do know that lives in the Lynn area. We'll see if he pops into the live stream, but the strong winds. Oh, let's see if I can try to get this. Yeah, you can see strong winds here right over just west of the Lynn, and they're going to continue to move east. So that's where we're talking about the 70. Maybe wouldn't be surprised to see some 80-mile-per-hour winds. Let's see if we can check on that. If I can get rid of this. Okay. Yeah, we're seeing like some of the darker spots here. Not It's estimated, it's not actually happening, but the radar is picking up 87, 88 at 5,000 feet. So about 80 miles per hour, but most likely 70, 50, 60, 70 miles per hour winds is what they're seeing here on the radar. But we're getting confirmed reports of 70 miles per hour from Jeff City. So the wind is there. It might not look like much on the radar. We're not seeing any rotation or anything like that. Mainly straight line damaging winds are going to be coming through our area right along Highway 50. So if you know about along Highway 50 near the Gerald, the Lynn, the Union area, you might want to let them know to start making their plans inside here as the storms are starting to move through the area. So these storms are moving through. It's trying to weaken, but it looks like the wind is still holding on. Looks like the wind potential is still holding on as it continues east into our area. And also, want to let you guys know we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect till 7 p.m. So let me pull that up so you guys can see that. So severe thunderstorm watch is, why is that? Okay, not quite sure. Okay, let's go here. So you can see severe thunderstorm watch in effect till 7 p.m. for everybody except the Lincoln and Jersey County. Lincoln, Jersey County, and I believe Macoupin County is not in the severe thunderstorm watch right now. So severe thunderstorm watch for everyone till 7 p.m. And I do not think that's going to get extended. It's really just for this line of storms. If we go back to the radar here, it's really just the line of storms that are moving through is why we do have the severe thunderstorm watch. They were able to maintain their strength. So National Weather Service talked to the Storm Prediction Center and felt confident that a severe thunderstorm watch was, acceptable. And I kind of agree with that as well, but you can see the main core of the wind is heading right towards the Lynn area. So I'm not sure if Elijah is watching right now, but it does look very, very gusty. Very, very gusty. But let's just hope. It's getting very unorganized. And the past couple scans is kind of blobbing and going out in different directions. So we'll have to monitor that to see how that works out. But right along I-44, it looks to be like some issues going on right around the Sullivan area. The bottom left-hand corner of the screen is in the Sullivan area, so we'll have to monitor that. Around the immediate downtown St. Louis, it's producing outflow boundary. So you can see the outflow boundary, this area right here that I just circled. That is called the outflow boundary. This is all cool air, but it pushes warm air back towards the west. So we'll have to monitor that, see what that looks like, how the storms out to the west interact with it. Because remember, storms like the warm, humid air, and it's pushing warm, humid air back into the storm. So we're going to have to monitor that over the next little bit as well. But how are you guys doing today? Glad to see you guys here. Glad to see you guys here. Glad to see you guys on the live stream as well. But something also I want to mention too from the Storm Prediction Center. You see, got a couple crashes down there on the screen here. Let's see if we can get this pulled up. All right, let's see. Okay, can't get it pulled up, but you get the main idea. So, mesoscale discussion. This is what the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center talks about. You can see that most likely quarter for damaging wind gusts. We're right in the bullseye. So, we're still watching for those heavy winds, damaging winds, 55 to 70 miles per hour, and some small hail. But it's mainly just the wind. Wouldn't really stress about the hail. It's mainly just the wind. But glad to see you guys here. We were standing by for live severe weather coverage. And unfortunately, we did get a warning, so we are here providing that to you. But mainly wind is what's happening. But lots of storms, the bulk of the storms are starting to move into our area. So really interested in this storm near the Sullivan area, near the Staunton, Monday, right over Merrimack Caverns, actually, is where I'm watching. That has just blown up in a little bit. So, like I said, storms try to regain their strength, try to strengthen, then they don't. So, this is something that we're monitoring here. But we are going to be live because we do have a severe thunderstorm warning till 4 p.m. for the New Haven, Union, Owensville, Sullivan area till 4 o'clock. So welcome everybody. Glad to see you guys here. Most of us north of I-70 are just fine right now in our coverage area. It's mainly we're watching south of I-70 right now. We do have a couple storms in the Colville, St. Charles area in the downtown St. Louis. Those are not heavy or severe right now, but something that we're monitoring. Let's take a look at some traffic cameras. You can see the traffic camera. Oh, it looks like they got that crash cleared. There is a blockage. You can see semi-truck. Do have a semi-truck with the car. It looks like the car went underneath the trailer. Right there at 79 McDonald Boulevard. Just right before the 170 interchange right there. And let's take a look. The cameras are going out. A lot of the cameras went out with these strong storms, but you can see traffic is moving for the most part. Not really seeing any widespread crashes or problems out there, but we'll keep monitoring that through the rest of the afternoon and evening as we get through these storms that are moving through. Good thing is that the storms are weakening, but really watching the southern half here near the Rolla, Steelville, Sullivan area really has my attention. Those have started to blow up a little bit. We'll have to monitor that. Like I said, we're not expecting a full-blown severe weather outbreak. Just expecting a couple storms to be severe at times. But how has your guys' 4th of July been going? Have you guys done any parades, pool time, if you're able to? Any barbecues? Let me know in the chat what you guys are doing today. If you didn't see the previous post, I was in a parade. I was the judge for the parade, so. And then we took my dad's Mustang in the parade, so. A lot of people were like, louder, like with the Mustang. They wanted it revved up and everything. It was pretty cool. Yeah, so watching these storms. Yeah, these storms have blown up here in the last little bit. Yeah, I would just wait. They're moving off to the east, Nicole. So eventually, once they move off a little bit, I believe that you can stay behind it, and all the worst of it will stay ahead. So yeah, right around the I-44 corridor has really gotten going. It has really gotten going around the I-44 corridor, but we're still seeing some strong winds right along Highway 50, and we just got a report here. Just got a report from, let's see, just north of the Rolla area, 75-mile-per-hour winds have been reported. So even though the velocity is not really picking it up, it's very strong. So do believe the severe thunderstorm warning is going to keep going here. But at least off of radar estimates, it's right along Highway 50. So right at Highway 50, but we just got a 75, that's that red dot on the screen, 75-mile-per-hour wind gust. Hey, Nicole, if you're able to safely, if you can take a picture or a video and send it to me on Messenger, I'd love to see, and we'll get you up here on the live stream. Love to see what's going on down there. But make sure you can do it safely. If you can't, it's okay. But the I-44 corridor, it is not where you want to be, and we just got a 75-mile-per-hour wind gust. 75-mile-per-hour wind gust. So this taking a quick look, see what the National Weather Service is saying. Not really saying too much there. But I'm interested to see what they're saying about this situation. Okay, perfect. I appreciate you. Yeah, because we have a camera down near the Solzman area. But we're going to try to get that load up here. If we can. Don't think it's going to be working right now. So, but want to take you back if you're just tuned in as well. Major crash here on 70 at McDonald Boulevard. You can see the tractor trailer. There's a car that went under the trailer here. So hopefully they are okay. You know, that is not very good, especially on July 4th. But hopefully they are okay. But very scary there. Surprised they still have the highway open, which means we're hoping that there's no serious injuries. So let's take it back to the radar here. Yeah, very loud storms near the Sullivan, Cuba area. And like I said, we just got a 75-mile-per-hour wind gust. And let's see if they update the warning. Still moving east at 55. Still moving east at 55. But these storms are really a blob of storms. You can see they're blowing up right here around the St. Charles, Colleyville area. And then the main line's right behind it. So lots of... The radar is getting a workout here on July 4th. So very, very, very active right now. But not really seeing anything in the Troy area, Warrenton right now, or mostly on the Illinois side. Jerseyville, Edwardsville, pretty much okay for right now, but mainly watching this part right here. Watching this section right here. Yeah, and you can see that storm is trying to grow into a line. Looks like there's bits and pieces of the rotation picking up, but not really too sold on that right now. Yeah, not really too sold on that broad rotation there. Yeah, not really too concerned. But these storms are definitely trying to cause some issues here. So, updates coming from the National Weather Service. We're waiting on that here. Checking to see if we have any reports. Not seeing any new reports coming in. Okay, just got all of your videos, Nicole. Yeah, wow, look at this. This is from Nicole. Trying to... Very familiar with that area, but can't figure it out. Okay, so this is in right near St. James. Yeah, over at St. James here. Oh, this is at the Casey's gas station. So you can see not a long video. Let's see what else we got, but you can see it's very Very gusty. Yeah, here we go. Look at this, everyone. Look at those trees moving. You could probably really feel that when you could probably really feel when if you were driving. So, but yeah, great video. I really do appreciate that. And if you have any videos that you can take safely, make sure you send them in just like Nicole did, and we'll make sure we get them right up here on the live stream. So, really do appreciate that, Nicole. Thank you so much. Said by the time I made it outside, an absolute worst gust stopped. Oh yes, it usually likes to work like that, but we like the video. Great video. So you see, it's right along I-44 here, and it looks like they just new warning coming in for the southern part here. Wait for it to load. It's loading. New warning is coming in. It's going to be right about, if I had to guess, right about this area. So we'll see how accurate we are. We'll see how accurate we are, everyone. So new warning coming in. Waiting for it to populate. And this is going to be for 70-mile-per-hour winds. So, yep. Okay, well, we were close. We were in the ballpark here. So, new warning just came in just outside of the Potosi area for 70-mile-per-hour winds. So, this is where I was concerned about. And the National Weather Service has now agreed that we should be concerned about down here. So, very happy with that. Kind of advance warning here that we gave you, and they also issued another one for the southern part here. So you can see whole line of storms mainly south of I-70 pushing off to the east here. So if you're in the Potosi, Fletcher, Hillsborough, Pacific, Festus, Peevely, I would start thinking about where you go for your safe place. I know there's a lot of barbecues trying to happen. We need to make sure that we're staying aware of what's happening. So let's make sure we're sharing the live stream, because a lot of people are out not really looking at the weather. They look up and it's like, it's okay. So we need to make sure we share the live stream, make sure everybody knows what's going on, as this is a big outdoor holiday. So big outdoor holiday. So Sarah says, lots of thunder here in South County. Can definitely feel hot and cold air fighting one another. Yeah, that is the outflow boundary that you feel. Outflow boundary in front of it pushes warm air, so it's pushing warm air towards the south and southwest, but behind it is cool air. And you can always tell because look how the storms just die off. They just die off, and then once it hits the outflow boundary, new storms start to form. So that's just one thing we're watching. There's kind of outflow boundary coming with these storms, and sometimes they can produce heavy wind as well. But if you're just tuning in, we have a boatload of warnings down to the southwest of St. Louis right now. We have all these are tagged for 70-mile-per-hour winds. We have, let's just start with all of them. So for the Salem, Missouri, Rolla, St. James, Steelville, Sullivan, Union, Gerald, and New Haven, all warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds as these storms are moving east. These storms are moving east and fairly quickly at 55 miles per hour with small hail. Not really seeing a lot of hail, mostly just damaging winds. Let's see. Yeah, as far as the outflow, just reading a couple of reports from the National Weather Service. It's hard to read because there's so much. Yeah, the southern, so western, they're more worried about this storm coming into Potosi. These storms down here to the south. All around Route 66, yes, they are all along Route 66, hitting every Merrimack Cavern sign, probably. If you know Highway 44 and you know how many Merrimack Cavern signs they are, hopefully they're taking them down, because I think they have too much advertising. Like, I know there's a cave, but I think we all know. And Fantastic Caverns. They have it in Illinois, the Fantastic Cavern sign. But we don't want to get too carried away with that. Watching this over here near the Staunton area, near the St. Clair area. Small little bitty hook. Small little bitty hook, but that's about it. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. Just had to check something real quickly. Make sure everything's good. Make sure everything's good around here. Okay. Let me make sure I got that. Okay. Now we got that taken care of. Yeah, so it looks like they condensed the warning now. Right over the Sullivan area. Still have 70-mile-per-hour winds. Still have 70-mile-per-hour winds around Monday, St. Clair area. Yeah, I would just look around, make sure everything's good. Look at this storm near the Chesterfield area. 50, 60-mile-per-hour winds with this right now. Going over, I was going to go over our house here. So right at 141, 364, and 141 here. So, is it strong, Kanan? Okay. So it looks like they have expanded the severe thunderstorm watch to include Reynolds, Iron, and Madison counties. Just open up the door. That thing to see. Yeah, very strong amount of wind gusts. Not quite sure if we'll get a warning, but I will watch out in the Maryland Heights area, right along Page and 141. Looks like some healthy wind gusts are moving through here as the storm is blowing up towards the Maryland Heights area. Doesn't seem as strong right now, Kanan. Yeah, so it looks like mainly here, right along the I-44 corridor here. I-44, you can see where the warnings are. But I would not be surprised if they're monitoring the storm near the Maryland Heights area. We're seeing some wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Oh, okay. Someone barbecuing near our apartment, but like for some reason, I don't know what it is. We're smelling it, and I thought something was burning in our place. So apologize about that. Huh? Oh, okay. So someone's very close to our air conditioner. So, but everything is good here. Everything is good. There's no burning, no fire here at the studio. We thought something was burning. We have checked it out, and everything's okay. So. Our producer, my girlfriend Kanan, has checked everything and make sure we're okay. Okay, so they are gonna. The National Weather Service is looking at this storm. They're monitoring it, but when it went over their weather station, it did not produce strong winds. So they're just monitoring it right now. So, but I will watch out, especially downtown Maryland Heights over the Creve Coeur Lake. If you're in the Creve Coeur Lake, you probably really have a good view of the storm right now. Thanks. Also, can you get me water, please? Let's fill it up. So, how's everybody doing today? If we get 50 likes on the live stream, we'll have a special report from our producer. Yeah, I think I will watch out Maryland Heights, close to the airport, St. Louis County area. This storm holds together. We could get a warning on this. We could get a warning on this. Still watching this storm near the Staunton area, headed towards the St. Clair. Still watching that as well. So, like, lots of areas here. But the main severe thunderstorm warnings are right along the Union area, headed towards the Union, St. Clair, Monday. and Steelville and St. James. Hello, Uncle Eric. So we just got a wind report from... No. Okay, so branches down, power lines down, and the lightning caused a structure fire in Rolla not too long ago. I apologize, Uncle Eric, that we could not make it there today. I was looking forward towards your barbecue because I can smell the barbecue someone's cooking outside, and it bothers me that I cannot get some barbecue. Dad was trying to make me do the coverage over there, and I said, you would love to hop on. Yeah, really watching the storm near the Maryland Heights area. So if you're in the Maryland Heights, Overland area, St. John, I would watch out. I think this is going to come right past our house. So let's get the, hopefully no one's at the Seven Pines pool right now. I mean, lightning roars, go indoors, and we have seen that a lot of times today so far. So, yeah, if you're if you're near St. Louis County, north of 64, very heavy winds right now. So, very gusty winds. And we're seeing some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in here. It looks like it's just going to pass just north of our apartment. Just north of our apartment, but give us one moment. We're getting the cameras moved around here. I don't have anything on Olive, unfortunately. So the bottom right hand camera is going to be... Oh, I forgot the password. Let's see. Oh, and I remembered it first try. Make sure you hit a like for that. Yeah, you can see he's getting very gusty here. That's the door camera. Okay, let me see how you do this here. Let's do this. Okay, there we go, everyone. Yeah, so it's coming right over. It's coming very near our place right now. And sorry, we'll get back to these storms towards the south here. But really monitoring the storm here. Like I said, if you're near the Overland area, right along Page. Right along Page right now. If you're along Page heading towards Lindbergh, this is where I'm watching right here. And they're getting ready to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning coming for down the Maryland Heights Creve Coeur area. This is about to get warned here. So we need to make sure we share the live stream. A lot of people are in this warning that's coming. They are working on the warning. Should come out any moment now. I have given you guys advance notice. So I have given you guys advance notice here. So new severe thunderstorm warning is going to be most likely for this area. So let me switch it back to radar. So you can see for Jennings, St. Louis, Uncle Eric's house, Ferguson, Spanish Lake, Granite City, it's coming soon. I can see it coming. Just wait. Let's take a look at our... Yeah, make sure you share the live stream. The storm is going to come right over this camera right now. And there we go. There we go. I told you guys, new warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch size hail. Hey, Kanan, can we post a warning, please? Yeah, here's the storm. Severe thunderstorm warning. I told you guys it was coming in. Make sure we share the live stream, please. A lot of people are in this warning. 1 million people are affected in this warning, and here it comes right over the camera. Here it comes right over the camera. Make sure we're sharing this live stream, please. Severe thunderstorm warning for the Maryland Heights, Jennings, Creve Coeur, Clayton, Florissant, basically all St. Louis County. Basically all of St. Louis County and the St. Louis City area is in a severe thunderstorm warning. And we're watching the storm come in right here on the camera. Yeah, it's about to hit the camera right now. And there it goes. Good thing is we're not seeing any rotation, but we are seeing About 50, 60 mile per hour winds. Look at that right now. Checking on this other storm near the St. Clair area at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. But look at this. Dawn says, thank you for your coverage. You're very welcome. And look at the ring camera. You can see the clouds come through. Let's see if we can... Yeah, it's very gusty right now. Okay, we don't have the ring camera load up. Yeah, here we go real quickly. Look at the clouds. Look at the clouds coming through on the weather station. I mean, at the weather studio. Look how that's the storm moving in. And then behind it, that's what it looks like. So, when it's coming in, let's see if we can get the weather station pulled up. But it's getting very loud out. Very loud here at the studio. So, let's take a look. Let's put it right there. We're going to change that bottom right-hand camera out. Put it right along 70. But if you're in St. Louis County, severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning also for the Union, St. Clair area. And Monday, and all the way down south near the Steelville area. Nicole, if you're still watching, I think it's okay to go. Just be mindful once you get towards the city. But yeah, this is the storm we were watching, and they finally issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Not sure if they're watching our stream, but I'm glad we got one. Okay, we're going to put this on 70 here. See if we can get a good visual. And this is summer-like here. Summer-like thunderstorms. Yeah, look at that. That's at Fifi right there. That's at Fifi at the bottom right-hand corner. Let's see if we can get some velocities on here. Still seeing up to 60 mile per hour, 50, 60 mile per hour winds coming through. Mainly north of 64. Right along Highway 70. Thanks, friend. We'll keep watching as we start going. Maryland Heights is our destination for a concert. Oh, who's playing at the amphitheater? If you haven't been, it's very nice. It's very nice there. If you haven't been there before, it's very nice. Still watching these storms down here near St. Clair. Still producing very gusty winds. Not sure if they're going to continue the warning on this, though. Not quite sure. Yeah, look at the... Here's our studio camera here. It's very loud. Very loud here. Not sure if you can hear it in the... Oh, it's tomorrow night. Okay. We also have to watch out for flash flooding, too. Make sure you're turn around, don't drown in flooded roadways. Yeah, velocities are very widespread. But still seeing some spots up to 50, 60 mile per hour. 50, 60 mile per hour winds. So. But not really seeing any hail. This quarter-size hail. Yeah, not quite sure if they're going to extend these. Let's see what the wind does. Velocities are not really showing too much as far as severe weather potential. So not quite sure what they're going to do. They haven't said anything. Josh says we good on Maryland Heights. That is good to hear. Still got a little bit moving through. Disgusting winds, thunderstorms. These are summer-like storms here, everyone. Wow, look at the aftermath, and I think this is still St. James. Wow, huge lightning strike. You can see a lot of leaf damage here. This is coming from Nicole here. You can see lots of tree damage and lots of leaves from those strong winds. So make sure inside, away from windows, as these are still producing 60 up to 60 mile per hour winds in these warnings. Wouldn't be surprised if they continue this warning down towards the south here. But this area of storms that you see, this line of storms, let's take a look. Yeah, these storms that are right here that I have over my cursor, these are what we're watching here. Those are the main concern. So if we're not saying your county or area, that's a good sign. Yeah, this storm is not really moving too much. Over 270 right now. This sitting right over 270 and at the airport. Yeah, very, very loud. Yes, we are in the Creve Coeur area. Not quite sure if you can pick it up on the microphone, but very, very loud. But the good thing, everyone, no tornado threat. No tornado threat, everyone, so that's good. And they're producing an outflow boundary. So, might see it start to weaken. We'll have to see how that plays out. Okay, you don't really see this too often. Look how skinny this warning they have reported. I'm not quite sure what they're doing with this warning, but they have condensed it to 60 mile per hour winds, not 70 mile per hour winds. But they're still moving off to the east. So Hillsboro, Festus, Arnold, Oakville, you're next up. Next up, if they can still hold together. So we are watching that. So just got a report from the Welland Springs area that the power lines are down. So power lines are down over in the Welland Springs area. Yeah, very loud. Yeah, let's make sure we're sharing the live stream so people are aware of what's happening. Yeah, lots of tree damage coming out of central Missouri here. A lot of tree damage coming out. But luckily, there's no tornado threat. Not really seeing any tornado potential right now. Yeah, not surprised that they're not issuing a warning here. Take a look at the velocities. Probably move the cameras down. We're going to move the bottom camera. Let's move, I think that's camera 4. Yeah. So we're going to go down to 7. No, we should go down 70. Should get a good visual here. But there is traffic crashes, so yeah, you can see the windiness of the camera. The rain is just going zoom, zoom right by just how you guys drive on 70. Zoom, zooms. The rain is matching the speed of the drivers on Highway 70. What is it doing up there? The battery thing? Maybe it just had a flicker. Yeah, watching the storm near the Robertsville and Catawissa, that would be something to watch. I think a warning could be acceptable for this, for the Pacific area. Let me check the rotation on this. Yeah, it's in a little bit of rotation, more of inflow, but something to watch there. Like I said, we're not really expecting any tornadoes, but it definitely has my attention. That's the main area. These storms down in near Stillville and Potosi, I don't know what happened with those. I don't think they were severe at all. I think it was just out of precaution. Wentzville is good right now. Wentzville is good right now, Sam. Nothing going on in Wentzville. The main severe line is east of you. You might get some more rain on the backside, but the main severe weather event is east of you right now. So 60-mile-per-hour winds. Still happening here. Let's take a look at the live camera here. Yeah, very gusty here at the studio. Very, very gusty. I'm going to get a quick bite to eat because I thought I was going to have barbecue, but the storm said no. You're very welcome, Sam. Yeah, the strongest part of the storm is right over Westport Plaza. I wish we had a camera over in Westport Plaza. Is this a report? No, just the air. So yeah, mainly the storm of concern right now is in St. Louis County. So if you're tuned in and you're in St. Louis County, that is where we're watching. So taking a quick bite to eat here. Yeah, still watching this mixing near the Roberts area, Robertsville and Catawissa. Nothing overly concerning for a tornado warning, but definitely looks a little fishy. Looks like some business is trying to go on here. And this outflow boundary you see coming right into DeSoto here. Coming right through DeSoto and the Hillsborough, Somerset area. That's going to help limit the severe weather potential behind it. So that is good news. But some gusting winds near DeSoto, Festus, and Hillsborough will be likely. Let's see. Brittany says, man, it stormed badly in Maryland Heights. Oh, let me get back to the radar. Says, the side of my house, backyard, and street looks like a river. Do you have any pictures or videos of that? We'll love to see that, Brittany. Says, I feel like this storm is literally just sitting on top of Maryland Heights. Yeah, not much flow has been happening. Got the Maryland Heights and unfortunately just parked itself there. Let's see, yeah, but if you have any pictures of that, I'd love to get that into the National Weather Service so we can get a flash flood warning. So if you have any pictures or videos that you can, that would be helpful to the National Weather Service. Yeah, it's just sitting right on top of St. Louis County, especially Maryland Heights. Not really moving too much. But hey, the lawns need it, so as long as it's nothing too crazy, we'll take it. You can see some more storms are trying to form, making it less organized. So really just focusing on all that here. Let's see. Bob says, we just had a big wind and rain. Still raining, but the wind has subsided, so that is good news. James Cartel says, I am a friend of your cousin Jean. I never chat comment at all, but I sure appreciate you. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Joshua says, a tree fell across my house. The lightning is crazy. Well, Josh, if you can get a picture of that. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully everything's okay, but if you can get a picture of that safely, we will love to see that. But hopefully everything is okay. Fingers crossed that everything's okay. Hopefully you do not have significant damage. Brittany said, just sent the message. Okay, I will check on that. Okay, looks like she got it taken care of for you. We'll show that in just a second. Tammy says, this headed towards Afton. For some reason, I forgot where Afton is. So, hold on, Tammy. Hold on. But this storm is really not moving that quickly. It's moving east at 30, if it's even moving. So let me just check the Afton. Oh, nope, you're not in Nebraska. No, this is in Wyoming. Isn't it in Missouri, I think? Yeah. Okay, is it moving towards the Afton area? No, this is north of you. North of you right now. Okay, let's just say... Okay, we just won't show that one. Oh, we're working on that. But this was from... Where did she say? Maryland Heights. This was Brittany over in Maryland Heights. And wow, yeah, it just missed the Creve Coeur area. It just missed the Creve Coeur area. Oh, across the street from your house. Oh, okay, well that's good, but unfortunate for your neighbors across the street. But wow, look at this. Yeah, we'll definitely send this over to the National Weather Service here. Mr. Benjamin looks like he is working, and he seems like he's fairly busy today. Oh, wow, look at this. Hey, everyone, we found the Creve Coeur Lake. It is over at Brittany's house. Oh, sorry about that. That was the wrong video. Sorry. New severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. I apologize about that. I only seen it in the third photo. Sorry. New severe thunderstorm warning for the Hillsborough and Scottsdale Cedar Hill Lakes. That is for 60-mile-per-hour winds. So, 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. Like I said, the quarter-size hail, we're really not looking at a hail threat here. You can just send it directly on Messenger. Just send it through Messenger. Okay. My girlfriend's working on the other videos, and we'll get that shown to you in a little bit. But apologize about that. Yeah, to send it to on Messenger, she'll take a look at it, make sure it is, useful, and then we'll show it on, she'll send it to me and show it to live stream. But new severe thunderstorm warning, this goes until 4:30 for most of Jefferson County for 60-mile-per-hour winds. So I was thinking that we were going to get a warning here. So as you can tell, it's moving east here. Max is asking about Washington. Washington is good. Still might have some storms on the backside, but the severe weather, the main severe weather, is moving off to the east. And we just got a big temperature drop, 72 degrees at the studio. Let's see, before we were at... Yeah, we were originally at 92. And now we're at 73. So, big cool down. We will take it, everyone. Fortunately, we'll have more updates in our video, but 90s are still possible. 90s are still possible here. Let's take a look here. I don't have the Facebook open. Yeah, this storm is going right down page. Right down page from 64 to 270. 64 to 270. So appreciate all the likes and shares so far. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, these storms near Potosi, mainly not too much of a concern. The main concern is right here in St. Louis County. Yeah, so they do expect the winds to continue. Update from National Weather Service. This storm up here headed towards Jennings, still expecting 60-mile-per-hour winds. And down here, it looks like they're going to extend the warning, I believe. Yeah, so it looks like they are still expecting damaging winds with this. Not a hail threat, but damaging winds. Mainly just damaging winds. And you can see on the velocities, we're still seeing up to 50 miles per hour going into the Jennings area. Up to 50 to 60 miles per hour. Let's see if we can get a camera on that. So we're going to try to get the camera there. That's at 70, so. Should be able to get a good view. It's already windy right now, but gonna have wind. So this is east, so it'll pass over before we see it. But we can get the general idea. Some stronger winds too, back to southeast the Chesterfield area. This storm that just blew up here. So lots of wind. Lots of wind around the area. Lots of wind. If you have any pictures or videos, make sure you send them into the Facebook page. We would love to see it. If you have any videos, make sure you do it safely. But if you have any pictures or videos, make sure to send them into the Facebook page. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, it's hitting hard in U City. Yeah, it's going right over U City right now. Up to about 50, 60 mile per hour winds. This near the Kirkwood area in Town and Country. Velocities are jumping up on that. If that can strengthen itself, it will keep going. Yes, Ferguson as well. Mr. Carthen. How's it going, Mr. Carthen? It'll take too long. Oh, you sent it through me on Messenger. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this was the video here. And let's take a look if we can get this moved over. Yeah, so you can see the Creve Coeur Lake was over there at Brittany's house. So you can see lots of rain, heavy rain, gusty winds, but you can see in the video. There we go. This is from Brittany over in Maryland Heights. Make sure if you have any videos, make sure safely that you send them over to the Facebook page. Yeah, these winds are starting to pick up towards Town and Country. So anywhere near the Kirkwood area, I would just monitor these. It's getting a little bit gusty. It's in the warning, but a little bit gusty. Not much, Mr. Carthen. Not much. Not much is happening. I was trying to enjoy some barbecue later. But Mother Nature has other plans. Yeah, I did. Yeah, we showed that already. Yeah, very strong winds coming through all of St. Louis County and St. Louis City right now. St. Louis City, St. Louis County is where we're watching. Let's go back here. Really interested in this storm right near 141 in Manchester. Let's see if we can get 141 in Manchester. I have to do the cameras, so it takes just a little bit. Yeah, so it is a little bit gusty there. This is at 141 in Manchester. So that is where I'm watching those strong gusty winds. So wouldn't be surprised if we get a warning on this. You can see it's very gusty, up to about 60 miles per hour. Well, it's kind of in the warning, but we won't get a reissuance. But right near the Baldwin, Kirkwood, and Town and Country area, you can see this 141 right at, I believe, the middle school. Parkway South Middle School is where this camera is. So very, very strong winds right now. And that's already in the warning, so we're not going to get a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. But if you're in the Kirkwood, Town and Country, along Manchester Road, might want to go inside away from windows while these strong winds move by. So it's getting windy over there, Mr. Carton. Yeah, the winds look like they have started to die down a little bit, but still seeing about 30, 40 mile per hour winds. But if you have any pictures or videos, make sure you send them in. Also, we're relaying these pictures to the National Weather Service so they can properly issue the warnings and flash flood warnings. Yeah, very strong winds going right down Manchester. Yeah, and it looks like they're taking a look over here. Very busy for the National Weather Service, so we're not getting a lot of updates here. Not getting a lot of updates. Yeah, this storm near the Ferguson Jennings area looks like it's calming down. Still gusty, but not like it once was. You can see in the radar. You can see the radar here with the velocities, the brightness calming down a little bit. So that's what we like to see. Yeah, you can see here at Manchester, Rockabye Baby. Look at the Manchester camera here. This is where I'm watching that new area of the winds. You can see right down here near Town and Country, right over Manchester. This is right where the Walmart is, 141 in Manchester, if you're not familiar with the area. Take a look here. Teresa sent the video. Oh, wow. This is... Appreciate all the videos that you guys have been sending. Like I said, we're sending these over to the National Weather Service. Let's make sure we get proper warnings on here. But this is, I believe she's in the Maryland Heights area. But this is over, I believe, in the Maryland Heights area. But look at those trees moving. Luckily, it's not fall time, or that's a lot of leaves that you'll have to pick up. But looks like very heavy rain and, oh, wow, lightning. Ka-chow. Yeah, really watching this storm here. Over in the right here in Manchester. Look at the camera just going like this. It's just rocking because how strong the winds are. About 60 mile per hour winds are with this right now. Of course, we're watching the other areas, but not really seeing anything to go crazy about, to be honest with you. Mainly around the Manchester, 141 in Manchester, very heavy rain. So appreciate that. Okay, was in Maryland Heights. We appreciate that, Teresa. Thank you very much. Guys are doing great with the pictures and videos. Yeah, still 60 mile per hour winds till what's 4:15. Look at this storm on the backside near Wildwood. Not really seeing anything, but a heavy storm here over Babbler State Park, if you know where that is. But look at the velocities here. Still very strong. No rotation, which is good. There goes the Walmart truck. So let's take an overview of what's going on here. So we have lots of storms just almost east of I-44 area. Storm near Wildwood is bubbling up a little bit, just northwest of Wildwood. Long route, what's that, BA? You You can see we still have the severe thunderstorm warning for the St. Louis County area. Gusty, but I really think it's back here where the warning should be only. Headed towards the Kirkwood, Town and Country, Webster Groves if it holds together. Also down near the Hillsboro, Imperial, Arnold, and the Festus area, it's loud, a little bit gusty, but not anything too significant. Not really seeing any reports coming out this way, which is good. So, looks like most of it's good. The main area is at the camera at the bottom of your screen. Let's see, it's moving south. Yeah, you can see here right at the Big Bend. 141 in Big Bend. You can really see the wind. Like I said, I think this is the most concerning area out of all the areas that we have. Yes, there's heavy rain in Wildwood, but not really seeing anything too crazy. Basically, if you're behind all this, you're just fine. Appreciate all the likes and shares so far and all the videos that you guys have been sending in. I really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. But like I said, it's mainly just wind. Everybody's getting rain, which is good, but mainly just rain. And this severe thunderstorm watch goes until about 7 p.m., but I do think it's going to get trimmed a little bit faster than that. I don't think it's going to quietly go till 7 p.m. Yeah, the heavier activity is moving towards the east, but watching this backside part here, the last little bit started to gain some strength, so we're watching that. Yeah, look at 141 in Valley Park. We just keep moving the camera down. You can see it's going crazy. Let's go. Yeah, it looks like we lost the camera at... Yeah, it doesn't look like we have cameras south of that, but you can get the idea of what it's looking like, but very heavy. It's almost like on the border of the warning, but it's right at 44 here. And I think we have a camera in 44, so let me check on that. So we should probably get a good visual here. If I can change the camera quick enough. Or it looks like we're having some outage. Yeah, it looks like there's a couple camera outages going on, which is okay. So we don't have that much. We don't have the 44 area. Looks like we have a lot of camera outages going on. And speaking of that, let's take a look at the power outages, since we're having a lot of camera outages. So we're going to take a look at Ameren. And let's take a look at the outage map while we have time. And while nothing's really happening besides gusty winds. So let's take a look here. So remember, this goes out to central Missouri. So 43,000, this is in the covered state of Missouri. 43,669 people are without power right now. So you can see huge area right off of Bennington Place, north of Dorset, this east of the Creve Coeur Park. A lot of power outages and off of Lackland and Overland. 630, 889. So a lot of power outages around the area, which is not good. I mean, it's cool now, but let's hope they can get on it fairly quickly. But lots of power outages, lots of wind damage, lots of power getting knocked out. Yeah, this storm is near Wildwood. The winds are out in front of it, which is good, but it's going over right towards the Fenton, close near the Afton area, if it can make it there. About 30, 40 mile per hour winds headed towards I-55, Arnold, Peevely, Festus, over and the DeSoto area. The warning between Salem, Missouri and Hillsborough has been dropped. Not quite sure. You can see it's not really too intense. Main area right now is just near Wildwood, Chesterfield, Concord, Oakville, which, speaking of that, we should get our Oakville camera up. Yeah, wow, look at this, everybody. This is a perfect view from Oakville WX of the storms coming in. Look at this. Look at this view of the storms coming in. Wow. See a little bit of the sun back there? Yeah, what a nice view. This is from Oakville WX. You can actually view him on YouTube. You can put this on your TV as well. Can't post the, let's see if we can post the link. Gonna post a link in the chat, but you can watch this as well. Anytime. He's live 24/7. This is on top of his roof. So, this is a very good angle. I just posted a link if you want to check it out yourself here. But, yeah, this is the storm. It's moving in right on top of the Oakville area. This faces to the southwest, so it's facing right into the storm. And I don't think that's a funnel. But you can see some gusty winds. Not seeing anything significant, but we're almost just watching the storm move right towards this camera. Look at this view. So we just got a new update from Chesterfield, 60 mile per hour winds. So that storm back there near Wildwood is starting to ramp up. But look how ominous those clouds look. So we're going to go back to the radar. We'll put that at the bottom part of the screen. So we have new report coming in. Reports of tree and wire damage currently in the Baldwin and Manchester area, right where we were watching those strong storms. Or let's see if I can. Yeah, look at that. You can see the bottom. Look at this camera. This is like picture perfect right here. This is the Oakville storm. You can see the sun, just a little bit of sun. The storm's moving a little bit. Look at the nice background. This is a very cool shot right here. Yeah, we also got a report of 60 mile per hour wind gust in Chesterfield. Yeah, so checking on some reports here that are moving through as we're watching the storm move through the Oakville area. Let's see, just a bit ago it blew and hard, power flickering, now hard rain. My garden needs it. Yeah, the winds weren't looking too crazy. That's why they discontinued the warning, so. But glad your power stayed on. But we're just watching the storm here, moving into the Oakville area. Great camera, great camera. Oh, I didn't even know I was recording this. Power outages being reported in Pacific on the west side of town. West side Pacific is where we're seeing the power outages. Wouldn't be surprised if we go back to the radar, this old warning that we have had. Wouldn't be surprised if they're keeping that intact. You can see the Oakville camera at the bottom part of the screen, but Lots of wind. Wind is picking up just north of Mercy South here, along 270. And you can kind of see that right there on the Oakville camera. See all that wind, those rolling clouds? That's a lot of wind right there. Very cool shot at Oakville WX. Appreciate all the likes. I really do appreciate that. And also, if you're just tuning in, happy July 4th. Mother Nature is also telling us happy July 4th. She didn't want us to forget about her. Yeah, very strong winds. Over 270, and I believe that's Gravois. Yeah, 270 and Gravois picking up some strong winds here. So power outages are likely in South St. Louis County. See the rain starting to take over the camera there. Not seeing any rotation on that, at least on the velocities. Mainly strong winds. You can see from Melville, Arnold, headed over into Illinois. But the good thing is we're not really seeing a tornado threat here, like we have mentioned before. I'm going to see if there's any cameras that are loading. A lot of them went out with these power outages, so we're very limited on our cameras right now. So let me see if we can get some down near 270. Yeah, can't really get any. 55. Got a couple. Yeah, really not seeing any. Yeah, don't really have a lot to work with, everyone. So we'll just keep what we got. But look at that. Not quite sure what camera that is. Is that camera 2? Yeah, look at that. This is at Fifi looking to the west. So you can see the storms just off to the west of that camera. So it's just near the airport, if you're not familiar with that. But you can see it's pretty strong there. Nice little hook that's forming right over the Melville area, but not really seeing any concerns with that, with the new velocity update. We're actually waiting for a new one. So we're waiting on a new velocity update, but very strong as it's crossing over the river. And we're also watching the backside, Chesterfield area. We're paying attention back there. So we're paying attention. We got the live cameras up. Just checking a couple things. So we do got a couple warnings. I think they're going to keep this warning for this backside of the Chesterfield storm. Or it just expired. Not quite sure if they're going to continue it. Yeah, let's see. Still continuing it till 4:15, but it is 4:15 now, so. Wouldn't be surprised if they issue a new warning towards the Waterloo area. Waterloo, basically just this blob right here. Right here in the middle of your screen. Okay, this is not what you see too often. This is not what you see too often right here. New severe thunderstorm warning, 1-inch size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds for the St. Charles, St. Louis area, St. Louis counties. So this is moving towards the northeast at 20 miles per hour. So it's going over Chesterfield, 141, St. Charles, St. Peter's, Cotterville area. So, new warning just came in. If you're just tuning in, you want me to get that? I'll get the new warning. So, we just got a new warning. We are not done, everyone. We just got new severe thunderstorm warnings for St. Charles, St. Peter's, and Florissant till 5 p.m. Remember, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch till 7 p.m. So there we go here. So new severe thunderstorm warning, everyone. New severe thunderstorm warning. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch size hail over to Chesterfield, Maryland Heights, St. Charles, St. Peter's, Harvester, Elm Point. So make sure you're sharing this live stream. It's moving to the northeast. This part of the storm is moving to the northeast, and it has a lot of strength on it, so I do expect the winds to ramp up here. And you can kind of see it here on this camera. This camera is looking right at it. So you can see the gusty winds in that. Did you get the... No, I'll do it. I got the warning. Oh, you got it? Or... Okay. Alrighty, so, hey everyone. I'm going to be right back. The live stream is going to continue, but we're going to have a special weather update. So, if you're just tuning in, we do have severe thunderstorm warning for St. Charles, Chesterfield, Maryland Heights, St. Peter's, and Newtown. So, if you know anybody in those areas, make sure you're inside, away from windows. So, I'll be right back, and Kanan's going to give you guys a special weather report.
Hi, everyone. Oh, very short. Yes, so I'm behind the scenes monitoring. I'm the one that sees all the messages that you guys send, so we appreciate you guys for all that. And yes, just like he said, we do have a current active severe thunderstorm warning, and that also covers Florissant as well, which right now it might not, it doesn't seem like it's doing all that much, but if you're around Florissant, I would also be watchful of this warning and be careful. So it looks like right now the most of the hardest part, or the worst of it, is around Chesterfield, but within the neck, I personally don't see this lasting for quite a while. As you guys have seen, it's been moving very quickly, like we saw in Maryland Heights as well. And another thing that I wanted to point out was in the severe thunderstorm warning, they has shown that there is a 1/4 inch hail. So if anybody has videos and pictures about that as well, I am going to keep an eye out. I will show it here, and also make sure to share it with the National
Weather Service.
Weather Service.
Okay.
All right, that's it for me. Have a good one. Be safe, everybody.
Hey everyone, we just take a look at the ring camera here, and that was a great update, fantastic update. And basically, want to continue the live coverage. We don't have to want to leave every time I need to use the restroom or anything like that. But look at the weather camera here outside our studio, and it is very gusty winds. This storm is coming through our area at this time, and like she mentioned, we need to make sure we're staying weather aware, especially during July 4th. So that was a fantastic update. Make sure you hit the like button for her. She did a fantastic job on the update. You know, she's training, but I think she's doing fantastic. So you can see the heaviest storm you can see is going right over our studio. Look at the trees. Look at the trees. Very windy. The wind is very strong coming into the studio. Yes, I wish I could be over there for the barbecue. Oh, you just missed her? Yeah, she was on here. She was on here. She did a great job. Eventually, it's going to be tied in. So instead of like switching chairs, you just pull up a live feed, talks, and then do it that way. So still working on that, everybody. Let's take a look back at the radar here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you got a lot of small tree branches down. Oh, you saw her get up? Yeah.
Baldwin.
A lot of small tree branches down come from Baldwin, the Baldwin area. But this is the main. We do have strong winds. Not quite sure what they're thinking about in Waterloo. Waterloo and Valmeyer, Maidstown. But very strong winds on the radar. Let's see. Do you think fireworks shows will be canceled tonight? We are going to the riverfront. There could be, like I said, like I mentioned yesterday, the models are really not doing a whole lot, but I do expect the activity to be moved out by 8 o'clock, so I think so. I think the fireworks will be okay. Yeah, this storm is going a little bit crazy here. This right near the Harvester area. Chesterfield, Harvester, St. Charles. Says, are we going to get fireworks in tonight? I think so. I think so. If there's any late productions of the fireworks, around like 9, after 9, I think we should be okay. Sam says it was real windy in Winsville. Now it's scary calm. Just a little bit off to your west here. You had some gusty winds come through. Had some gusty winds come through Winsville, but there's no rain behind it, so that's why I got a little bit quiet. Yeah, Waterloo, very strong winds. Not quite sure if they're making it to the surface, but we're seeing 60-mile-per-hour winds, and Melissa just said came in hard at Crystal City. Yes, they did. We are seeing that right now. Did they just cancel the warning for that? No, here we go. Yeah, so this storm is moving towards the northeast. A little bit different direction here, but straight to Harvester, around 94, 364, where they meet. So towards Mugie Road, St. Peter's, St. Charles. It's about to get very gusty there. But we're just seeing gusty winds all around town, especially over in Monroe County. So if there's anybody watching from Monroe County near Waterloo, Valmeyer, Maidstown, let me know if these winds are making it to the surface. And if you have any videos, make sure you send them to me on the Facebook page. Yeah, but you can see here at the studio, still very gusty. Still very gusty winds. Let's see if the weather station caught anything. This looks like a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust, so don't think we're getting all of it right now. But you can see it's very, very dark here. Very, very dark according to the camera and how bright the lights are on my face. That's how I can easily tell that it's getting dark out. Yeah, the velocity's very close to the radar, so it's going to get a hard idea of what's actually happening, but at least we're seeing up to 40-mile-per-hour winds. At least we're seeing 40-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, these storms over in Illinois side, storms that are crossing to the Illinois side, trying to lose some intensity on that. So let's hope that happens. So they're about to issue a flood warning for southern St. Louis County and city. So, and there's also reports of water over the road near Sulphur Springs and Big Bend in the Baldwin, Manchester area. So lots of reports of flooding coming in to the weather center. Farmington also seeing 40, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, and it looks like lots of flooding reports. And we just got, a lot of reports are coming in right now. Not too good. Yeah, so the wind in Melville's picking up. Says, I didn't even know anything was coming until my neighbor's chair blew over on my plants. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad you're okay, and that's why we always say make sure you stay weather aware and make sure you're inside away from windows. So hopefully the plant is okay, and I hope you are okay as well. Yes, that is right, Dawn. Make sure, I'm not sure if we can pin the comment, but turn around, don't drown. Lots of roads are becoming flooded. Also just got a new flash flood warning, like we just mentioned. So we're getting that pulled up here. So let's see if I can find it. Yeah, so new flash flood warning just came in. Just got issued. Flash flood warning just got issued. Let's take this off. Yeah, so flash flood warning for the Chesterfield, Baldwin, Creve Coeur, Brentwood, St. Louis City, Sunset Hills, Eureka, Wildwood. So 909,000 people. Happy 4th to you, Nat. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate you. So make sure you're moving to higher ground and avoid walking or driving through flooded waters. So like we said, lots of flooding going around. The heaviest part of the storm moving fairly slowly. Sitting right over Greens Bottom Road, right over the studio. St. Luke's Hospital, Highway 64. Was anybody able to barbecue? Was anybody able to get their barbecue in before the storms came through? I said, so you looked yesterday and said no rain until tomorrow. Yeah, some of the models were showing no rain. Some of the models were showing rain. So it all depends on what the weather app uses. Still looking at some reports. Yeah, a lot of tree damage coming down in the Farmington area. So, like I said, we have lots of power outages. Let me take a look again. I think we had like 49,000 last time. I think was the last power outage map. So let's take a look at the power outages. But currently we only have one severe thunderstorm warning in our area for the Colleyville, St. Charles, Maryland Heights. So Sarah asked, no, Melissa, Haley said, is it going to end at any point? We do expect them to start wrapping up and be out of the area by at least 8. But there is chances of rain tomorrow, and there's chances that we'll talk about in our video tomorrow throughout the week. Flickering lights in Oakville. Let's take a look at the Oakville camera. Yeah, here's the camera here in Oakville right now. Not quite sure if the wind station is picking up much. Flickering lights. Oh, we already got that. Yeah, it looks like there's multiple rain chances. Pop-up storms. So, if you just tuned in, we checked the power outage map not too long ago. And we were at 49,000. And now we're at 55,000. So this is a significant wind event. 55,000 customers without power, and we just checked it not too long ago, and we were at 49,000. Remember, this covers more than just a little bit of Illinois too, and it covers all of near central Missouri, like Jeff City, Lake Ozarks, places like that. So, power outages are ramping up. Yeah, still very gusty winds. Gonna check on. Yeah, nothing significant. Yeah, that is a lot for this type of setup. That is a lot of power outages. That is, yeah, that's a ton. About 55,000. So you can see how strong the winds are. So if your power didn't go out this time, it's probably due to go out the next time. I'm pretty sure your power pole's got to work out. So just saying, if your power didn't go out, your power poles are probably a little bit weak. Yeah, so it looks like the only severe thunderstorm warning we have is for. Let me fix the warning thing. So the only warning you see is at the bottom of your screen right now for St. Charles, St. Louis County, the one that's flashing. That's the only warning that we have. So this goes until 5 p.m. and about 349,000 people. Just got an update that there's lines down in Crystal City, but I still have power. Whew. That is great. It's unfortunate for those other residents, but I'm glad you have power. How much longer till it stops? Where is your location? But I think most of the area will be done till at least by 8 p.m. I think it should fully wrap up. Let's check the backside. Looks like we have some storms back there, but I think we'll have some clearing between now and then. Yeah, very, very, very loud here. Let's take a look. Let's go here. So this is outside the studio. You can see it's very windy still. Oh, let's get the camera. Yeah, this is over at 70 at Fifi. 70 at Fifi, looking west, and you can see, we can see the wind. Wow, we got a lot of reports of damage coming from the Washington area. Tree, can't show it yet, but basically trees, it's a power line, down power line on top of the tree, but both of them are laying on a house. So that was in Washington, Missouri. So can't show that quite yet, but if we can, we'll let you know. But yeah, it's power lines and down trees on top of a house in the Washington area. Or this angle does not look like it's on the house. It looks like it just missed the house, and that was a big lightning strike. This storm is really not moving much. Power's off in Oakville, Forder Road area? Let's see if the camera is still online. Yeah, it looks like the camera in this part of Oakville. I think it's off Lee May Ferry. Not quite sure if that goes into the Oakville area, but looks like it's still online. But yeah, did not really, in my opinion, I did not think it was going to get very significant where we are talking about. Let's see if I can pull up the outage map again. Yeah, 57,000. 57,000 customers without power. I did not think it was going to be this significant, but if we look at the outlook for today for the wind, look, I think the Storm Prediction Center did a great job. So you can see this is where the highlighted threat of damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. I think the Storm Prediction Center did a great job today. See, no tornado risk here. And the hail, no hail too, so I think very good job on the update. So still watching the storm slowly moving to the northeast. It's not really maintaining its strength, which is good, and it's slowly moving. But if you have any pictures or videos, make sure you send them in. We'll love to see them. And also, we did have a special update from my producer, Kanan, not too long ago. After the stream, you can go back and watch it. Unless you're on YouTube, you can go back a little bit for the update, but very good update. But it's raining pretty heavy here at the studio. Not really too much going on here. Lots of lightning. Let's check a couple things here. Yeah, it looks like we're not going to be able to show that picture. So, not going to be able to show that picture of the power lines down, trees down. But lots of damage. I will tell you that, everyone. Lots of damage. Oh, I appreciate the new subscriber. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, you can see there's severe weather all over the place. We zoom back down. Look at the northeast. Northeast, severe thunderstorm warning. Everyone gets a severe thunderstorm warning in the northeast. Look how many storms on the east coast near Washington, Baltimore, everywhere. This is just a classic summertime setup here, everyone. You can see the severe thunderstorm warnings everywhere. Every state gets a severe thunderstorm warning. Illinois has one. Indiana has one. Ohio. Looks like Kentucky is good. Kentucky's the only state without a warning in the general area. That's kind of funny. At least there's a warning in every state. I guess these are not making it to the surface. Just east of Waterloo, because we don't have any warnings on it. Kind of surprised that we don't, but I guess it's not making it down to the surface. Yeah, just checking a couple things. On the right monitors, it's all reports. So, oh wow, the rain really has picked up here. Take a look at the studio cam. See the heavy rain. We'll take heavy rain over wind, hail, tornadoes. We will take that. Melissa said it has calmed down and it's calmed down over there. Teenagers are back out popping fireworks. Yeah, not really expecting much for the rest of the evening. And you can see this storm here, I think it's gonna fall apart. It's just falling apart. So let's see. So we'll wait for this warning to go, and they're also trimming the severe thunderstorm watch. So you can see they're trimming down the watch. But look how intense it is outside the studio here. My car is getting very cleaned. My car is getting cleaned. Which we appreciate that. But look how heavy it's raining. I can hear it outside. The door, like, to go to the deck right here is, like, right there. I can touch the door handle. It's not the proper place for all this equipment, but it's okay. Also, I gotta angle the camera down a little bit more. But how's your guys' 4th of July? Hello, John. How's your 4th of July going, everyone? Hopefully, we'll all have time to see some fireworks. So, if you didn't know, if you didn't see in the earlier posts, there's a lot of posts between now and that one. I was a judge at my parents' neighborhood. So, I'll show you a couple pictures of these. You can see this is my dad right here. Also our warning coordinator, making sure all warnings getting posted and making sure everything's going good with the reports. But you can see we took his Mustang through the parade, so there's us in the parade. And I was the judge. Oh, you guys can't even see that. So you can see the pictures here. That's our warning coordinator, aka Edward Michael. And you can see this was us in the parade. There's the judging sheet right there. So, community parade, I was one of the judges, and me and Dad were also in the parade. It was actually pretty fun. Everybody liked that when we revved up the Mustang, of course. New thunderstorm warning got issued. Hello, everyone. New thunderstorm warning. And I was assuming it was going to be sooner or later. I was talking about this. Headed out of our coverage area. On the very edge of it. But for the Redbud, New Athens, Sparta, Marissa, Lindsberg. I know we got a couple people over there. So 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail moving southeast. We just have all different directions. We have northeast up here. We have southeast down here. So new warning just came in, and you can see on the velocities this bright pink area. This is measuring about 50, 60, maybe a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust can't be ruled out as it heads off to the southeast. So it does look like it may try to turn a little bit, so that's why the warning box is a little bit large. And also to stay out ahead of it. But you can see back on the Missouri side, we're starting to clear out pretty good here. This storm that was over St. Louis County is starting to die down, which is great news. So basically only one warning. Still have 2 warnings, but one that's actually in effect. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy today. Everyone is getting a lot of severe weather. A warning almost in every state. Almost a warning in every state. And buy one, get one free if you're on the East Coast. So buy one, get one free. But almost every warning towards the southeast, besides, it looks like Alabama and Kentucky, has a severe thunderstorm warning in it. So pretty crazy, honestly. Okay, we are trying to get that new warning posted up. Just give me one moment. But we'll probably not stay on too much longer. Don't expect to stay on too much. Because these storms are slowly moving out of the area, so, which is good. And this is the severe weather event. So, this is it. So if you're behind the storms, the severe threat is over. If you're in front of it, still have time to see severe weather. But it is really starting to die down. Power outages has increased to 61,800. So it's probably going to be a couple days for if your power went out. I would imagine we all know how Ameren is. So we'll see how they do. Let's see, we made it on to 141 North. Be careful just around the Baldwin area. This heavy rain, but nothing severe. Lightning here is more intense than it was. So the lightning here is more intense than it was at any other point coming in. Wow. Like I said, if you have any more pictures, even when we're offline, not on live coverage, you can always feel free to send them in. We're always have someone here ready to answer messages as they come in. Says Aaron said I should have paid attention to the forecast this morning. Yeah, we always, not sure if you knew, but on our Facebook page, we post daily forecasts and videos to keep you ahead of the storm. And we kept the storm chance. We didn't really expect this much severe weather. I'll be honest with you. I did not really. We were going to see storms, but I did not think it was going to get this intense to 61,000 people without power. So. Okay, so the good thing is that they are slowly canceling the severe thunderstorm watch. So these should start to go away, bye-bye. And out east, they don't think it's going to trend out east. So if you know anybody out east, Centralia, Carlisle, Nashville, Mount Vernon, places like those, they really don't think it's going to stay significant. It looks like it's starting to die out. But especially near Waterloo, Nashville, Benton, Marion, Murfreesboro is probably where I would pay attention. Aaron says I will watch for that on Facebook here. Yeah, sometimes Facebook will cross post, but I don't know when it does. But the weather videos and any videos, I usually try to make sure I upload on YouTube. But if you can, always just check back on Facebook as well if you can. Facebook, we post consistently on the Facebook side. Yeah, lots of strong winds up to 60, 70 miles per hour moving through the Redbud area towards the Lindbergh, New Athens. So just a little bit longer. Probably about 5 o'clock. We'll probably wrap up our live stream here at 5 o'clock. But most of the severe weather, if not all of it, is only confined to the Redbud, Sparta, Chester. It's mainly where we're seeing the severe weather at. Lots of tree damage. We got a report of a 12-inch large limb down along Wild Horse Creek Road west of Baxter and Chesterfield. So that is pretty crazy. Like I said, this wind event was pretty strong here. So, but I do think towards the southeast we could still see some action, but for the rest of us, I do think we're starting to wrap things up here. But at least we got a nice little bit of rain here. Looks like about a ½ inch of rain here at the studios is what we're seeing. About a ½ inch. It's going to be different. We got the storms before the storms, if that makes any sense. But I think around 5 o'clock, we're going to wrap things up. Unless anything new is coming in. Yeah, lots of trees. Seeing anything comes from Ameren, see if they're overwhelmed yet. But it does not look like it. Clearing out in Farmington. Gotta go. Have a good night, John. Yeah, strong winds are still moving through. We'll wait for the next velocity scan to come through, but I think after the next one, we'll probably wrap up the live stream. Probably wrap it up. because it looks like not too much is happening. But on the backside, there's some light rain, some thunder still moving through the area, but I think it should clear out by the time we get to fireworks. Let's see, it looks like some damage near Harvester just coming in. But temperatures have dropped to 71 degrees. Humidity still high and the dew point, so still feels nasty. Said 141 north at a standstill and flooded out, or a car got stuck in a flash flood. Wow. Real quick, we're gonna, not quite sure what cameras we have. Oh, we don't want that. Okay, let's go around. We're gonna storm chase with the cameras. Not quite sure what we got, if we have anything. Like I said, a lot of the cameras did go out, so not quite sure we have anything on 141. Yeah, you can see when they're facing down like that, that means they got hit by the strong winds. So you can see here at Ladue facing down. So is that a fence post in the ground? Not quite sure. Oh yeah, I think we do have a flood. Look here, everyone, right at South Middle. Standstill. I think this is where it's at. Unless we have another spot. Oh, well, we don't have a camera down there. Is it right here at South Middle? It looks like we got a backup at the Clayworth. I assume right in front of that is not quite sure what's going on. I don't know if those cars are stuck. Yeah, you can see the water on his legs. So yeah, I assume we got some flooding issues right here at the South Middle School. So that is what we're seeing. So yeah, lots of reports of flooding going on. But I think we're going to wrap up the live stream for now. Still strong winds. Head towards the Baldwin in Illinois and towards the Sparta area. It's going to continue to be loud. So it's going to continue to be loud, but I think it's safe enough to wrap up. So still going to be loud as it goes to Lindsborg, Marissa, especially Sparta, Redbud, but I think we're going to wrap up the live stream now. Let's see. Yeah, it's right there. We got lucky and turned right before we got stuck seeing the lights. We went through a neighborhood. Oh, well, that's very good. That is great. Glad you guys got out of there. Yeah, and it looks like not seeing any strong wind gusts down towards that area, at least being reported. You're very welcome. I'm glad we were able to keep you safe. And you guys are able to enjoy your concert. Make sure you have a great time at the concert. And make sure you drink one for me while you're there, if you do that. And I think for now, we're going to wrap up the live stream. So I appreciate all you guys tuning in, keeping you guys ahead of the storm. Light rain will continue into the evening, but I think the fireworks will be on schedule. So thank you so much. We're going to eat and enjoy our 4th of July. And we'll see you in tomorrow's weather video at 4 p.m.